Why did Calypso keep Odysseus for 7 years? The Odyssey explained. Warning: this video contains spoilers for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, Homer's The Odyssey, and Greek mythology. One of the biggest questions viewers ask after watching Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is this: why did Calypso keep Odysseus on her island for 7 long years? If she truly loved him, why didn't she simply let him go? Was Odysseus her prisoner? Did he love Calypso in return? Or was there a much deeper reason why one of Greek mythology's greatest heroes remained trapped on a paradise island for nearly a decade? The answer is far more heartbreaking than most people realize. Because Calypso wasn't trying to conquer the world. She wasn't seeking revenge. And she wasn't even trying to destroy Odysseus. She simply couldn't bear to lose the only person who had brought life back into her lonely world. Let's explain. To understand why Odysseus stayed with Calypso for 7 years, we first need to understand who Calypso was. In Greek mythology, Calypso was an immortal nymph, often described as the daughter of the Titan Atlas. She lived completely alone on the remote island of Ogygia, a place so isolated that very few mortals had ever seen it. Ogygia wasn't an ordinary island dot, it was breathtakingly beautiful. Crystal clear rivers flowed through lush forests. Birds filled the trees with song bloomed throughout the island. The air was peaceful. There were no wars. No monsters hunting travelers. It looked like paradise. But paradise can become a prison when you're forced to spend eternity there alone. For centuries, Calypso lived in complete isolation. She was immortal, meaning time meant almost nothing to her. Days became years. Years became centuries. Everyone she might have known disappeared while she remained exactly the same. That endless loneliness shaped her life. Then one day, everything changed. After Zeus destroyed Odysseus' final ship because his crew had slaughtered the sacred cattle of Helios, the exhausted hero drifted alone across the sea, broken, starving, barely alive. The waves eventually carried him to Ogygia. Calypso found him lying unconscious on the shore. She rescued him. She cared for his wounds. She gave him food, shelter, and safety. For the first time in countless years, she wasn't alone anymore. As Odysseus recovered, Calypso fell deeply in love with him. Unlike many relationships in Greek mythology that begin through manipulation or violence, Calypso's feelings appeared genuine. She admired Odysseus' courage. She respected his endurance. She saw a man who had survived impossible hardships yet still refused to give up. In many ways, Odysseus became the companion she had been waiting for throughout her endless life. But there was one problem. Odysseus never stopped thinking about home. Every morning, he walked to the edge of the island and stared across the sea. He thought about Penelope. He wondered whether Telemachus had grown into a man. He questioned whether anyone still believed he was alive. Although Ogygia offered comfort, his heart remained in Ithaca. Calypso understood this, yet she couldn't accept losing him. Instead, she offered him something no mortal had ever been offered before: immortality. Stay with her forever. Never grow old, never die. Never face another war or another storm. Imagine receiving that offer after 20 years of war and wandering. Wouldn't it be tempting? For many people, it would. But not for Odysseus. What he wanted wasn't eternal life. It was his family. That's one of the central themes of the Odyssey. Home isn't simply a place. It's the people waiting there. Many viewers ask another important question. Did Calypso force Odysseus to stay? The answer depends on which version of the myth you're reading. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus is effectively unable to leave. He has no ship. No crew. No way to cross the endless sea. And Calypso refuses to help him depart. So, while he isn't chained or locked inside a prison, he also isn't free. He spends much of his time sitting alone on the shoreline, weeping as he watches the waves, longing for Ithaca. Homer describes him crying day after day because he misses his home so deeply. That detail reveals something important. Despite living in paradise, Odysseus isn't happy. For him, Ogygia becomes another kind of prison. A prison built not from stone walls, but from impossible circumstances. So why exactly 7 years? The epic never explains why the period is 7 years rather than 6 or 8. Many scholars believe the number symbolizes the immense length of Odysseus' suffering, rather than serving as a literal deadline chosen by Calypso. To an immortal goddess, 7 years would feel like only a brief moment. To a mortal man desperate to see his family again, it felt like an eternity. Eventually, the gods themselves intervened. Athena continued pleading with Zeus to show mercy to Odysseus. She argued that the hero had already suffered enough. Zeus finally agreed. He sent Hermes, the messenger of the gods, to Ogygia with a direct command. Calypso must release Odysseus. This scene reveals another side of Calypso's character. At first, she's heartbroken. She even complains that the gods often condemn goddesses for loving mortal men, while allowing male gods to pursue mortal women without consequence. It's one of the rare moments in Greek mythology where an immortal openly questions the fairness of the Olympian gods. Yet despite her sadness, she doesn't curse Odysseus. She doesn't try to hide him from Hermes. She doesn't seek revenge. Instead, she helps him. She provides tools to build a sturdy raft. She gathers food and fresh water for the journey. She offers clothing and supplies. Then she watches the man she loves sail away forever. It's one of the most emotional farewells in the entire epic. Christopher Nolan presents this relationship with remarkable emotional depth. Rather than portraying Calypso as a simple villain, he explores her loneliness, compassion, and heartbreak. She isn't evil. She's tragic. She offers everything a person could dream of. Peace, comfort, eternal youth. Immortality. But she cannot offer Odysseus the one thing he values above everything else. Home. That's why their story remains so memorable after thousands of years. It's not really about choosing between two women. It's about choosing between comfort and purpose, between escaping life's hardships and embracing the people who give life its meaning. Odysseus chooses the harder path because he understands something Calypso cannot. A long life means very little if it's spent away from the people you love. So, why did Calypso keep Odysseus for 7 years? Because she genuinely loved him and couldn't bear the thought of losing the only companion who had ended her centuries of loneliness. But despite everything she offered, Odysseus never stopped longing for Ithaca. In the end, love could not replace home. And that's what makes their story one of the most emotional chapters in the Odyssey. What do you think? If you were in Odysseus' place, would you have stayed on Ogygia with Calypso, enjoying eternal youth and a peaceful life? Or would you have given up immortality and risked everything just to return home to the people you love? And here's another question I'd love to hear your thoughts on. Do you think Calypso was truly selfish for keeping Odysseus with her for 7 years? Or do you see her as one of the most tragic and misunderstood characters in Greek mythology? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. I always enjoy reading your perspectives and discussing these timeless myths with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more of the Odyssey Explained videos, Greek mythology stories, hidden details, character breakdowns, and Christopher Nolan analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.